Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Collision post-show review. What a stack card we have tonight. 3 title defenses and the debut of Tommaso Ciampa and the Rascals. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with Darby Allin versus Clark Connors one-on-one match. This was Darby's first match after a while. The match started with Connors crashing into Allen as Allen skateboarded down towards the ring. So start off very hot. Clark Connors was looking very fantastic in the opening of this match. Allen was covered in tape on his back, giving a target for Connors, who backdropped Allen on the guardrail and apron and targeting the back of Allen. Allen ended up on the apron, but Connors flew through the ropes with a spear, leaving both men on the apron. Connor blocked a superplex attempt and hit a sunset flip powerbomb followed by a spear for a 2 count. That looks nasty. Allen fought out of the straitjacket. Allen went for the coffin drop, but Connors got the knees up, and then Connors went for another spear, but Allen dodged and hit him with the scorpion deathlock and make Connor tap out. And that's the end of the match. An excellent opening match, and Darby gets the win. Darby cuts a promo that after defeating the Death Rider, he will be on the top of AEW. But we saw Gabe Kidd ran into the ring and started beating Allen and reminding Allen that he will not be on the top of AEW until Gabe Kidd is here. So we are continuing this Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd feud. After a while, they had a match at World's End, but I think Darby will have a continue feud with Gabe Kidd. So let's see what's happened next in this feud. Next up, we saw the debut match of the Rascals, Zachary Vance and Desmond Xavier versus the Crew, Action Ready and Leo Rush. Fun tag team match. Rush and Reddy started the match with Xavier grounding Rush a little bit, and then we saw uh, Zachary Vance dropped by the Crew. Then Xavier missed a top con hero to the floor, but largely landed on his feet. So very athletic sequence from the Rascals as well. Crew hit a series of double team moves, ending with a spinning kick to the back of Xavier's head for a 2 count. There was a series of counters so fast that I couldn't keep track of. But in the end, we saw Vance went for a moonsault and Xavier shoved him in mid-air until he spun over and hit it on and ready for the pinfall win. So Rascals win their debut match. This was an excellent match and also shows that Crew is rather underutilized in the tag team division. And I would love to see them in the tag team division more often than not. We saw a vignette of Jimmy Hater and Alex Windsor. The Brawling Birds, their name, I think so, that was their name. Hater and Windsor look fantastic as a tag team, and I am very happy to see them pair and go after the tag titles. We saw John Moxley backstage responding to Konosuke Takeshita challenging him on last week Dynamite. I think this match will happen, and the best place would be maybe at Grand Slam Australia. If not, then we can get this at Revolution. So it's gonna be fantastic. Moxley promos was very good always in the back, and John Moxley is again one of the best wrestler in the world today for creating compelling matches. Next up, we saw Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm in a mixed tag team match. Cassidy puts his hand in the pockets and hit a drop kick. Storm hit a tornado DDT and hip attack, and Orange Punch hit by Cassidy for the win. So they get the win as a first big tag team match. Post match, we saw Wheeler Yuta came out, attacked Cassidy, and Marina Shafir attacked Storm. Then Yuta said that Cassidy said a lot of lies about Yuta, and Orange Cassidy said that he couldn't hear Yuta through his garbage hair. Then Storm grabbed the mic and she challenged Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta for a mixed tag team match, hair versus hair match at Grand Slam Australia. And I think it's an interesting stipulation. And the catch is that who gets the pinfall will get his head shaved. And I think so that guy is gonna be Wheeler Yuta, who eat the pinfall and get his head shaved. So interesting and exciting match announced for Grand Slam Australia. We saw grizzled young veterans backstage arguing with Eddie Kingston and Ortiz, and last week they got beaten by Eddie and Ortiz. GYV said that Kingston didn't understand them and didn't speak for them, and Kingston challenged them to a parking lot brawl next week on Collision. I think it's gonna be a fantastic match. Then we saw Brian Keith and Big Bill flew in and they joined grizzled young veterans for the tag team parking lot brawl. Next up, the debut of Psycho Killer Tommaso Ciampa versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship. Ciampa and Briscoe maintained a clear back and forth for the first few minutes. Then we saw Briscoe and Ciampa exchanging chops, and Briscoe hitting a suplex for a 2 count. Ciampa hit 7 punches in the corner. Briscoe hit a lariat in the corner and then another in the opposite corner before going for an exploder suplex. Ciampa blocked the attempt but ate a super kick from Briscoe. Ciampa hit a draping DDT on Briscoe for a 2 count. Ciampa blocked a rope move of his own and hit the Psycho Driller for a close 2 count. That was nasty. Both guys look fantastic in this sequence. The ring announcer let us know that there was only 5 minutes left on the clock. So both these competitors get to their feet. Briscoe, however, came off the top rope with a froggy bow to the standing Ciampa, then put them both through the table. Briscoe and Ciampa got back to the ring, started exchanging attempts. Ciampa managed to counter a J Driller and hit a running knee to knock Briscoe out and scoring the pinfall and winning the TNT Championship on his debut. What a banger of a match. What a fantastic title match we have. Briscoe putting in all his efforts, but Tommaso Ciampa winning here puts him very strong, and Briscoe can move on to new things. But I think Ciampa was fantastic in this match, and the run of Psycho Killer is here, and it's gonna be fantastic to see him. And after the match, we saw Kyle Fletcher coming out and congratulating Ciampa. So I think this is the next program that Ciampa is going, and the match we can expect it at Grand Slam because it's Fletcher's hometown. So let's see what happens. But a very good title win for Tommaso Ciampa. Next up, we saw Kazuchika Okada defending his international title against Adam Priest. Rocky Romero joined the commentary. Okada taking control in the first half of the match, hitting a DDT on Price on the floor. Price hit a few forearms and a neck breaker to drop Okada, but Priest went for a finger four, but Okada fought out. Priest hit an uppercut, but Okada responded with a drop kick and went for the Rainmaker, and it connects, and Okada retains the title. So we don't see Okada losing until he faces Takeshita, maybe at Revolution, but a great title defense for Okada. And in the main event, we saw Sisters of Sins, Julia Hart and Skye Blue versus the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron for the women's tag team titles. Julia Hart immediately attacked Nightingale on the apron. Cameron managed to hit a suplex on Skye Blue and tagged out to Nightingale, who came in and started hitting clothesline on Hart. Nightingale fought off a double team move and tag out to Cameron, and then there was a series of miscommunication between Cameron and Blue, but they recovered and Cameron hit Blue with a DDT and eventually a crucifix bomb. Then Cameron hit Soul Food on Blue that sent her backwards into a page turner from Willow Nightingale, and she pins Skye Blue for the win. So Babes of Wrath defeated Sisters of Sins and retained the retains the title. After the match, we saw Tekla ran out and Chris Statlander made the save. But then we saw Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford run in and attack Chris Statlander, laying her out, and the Babes of Death as well. So Triangle of Madness and the Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford are standing tall to close out this episode of Collision. So let's see where we goes from here with the women's title picture. I think Tekla, Megan Bayne, and Statlander could have a triple threat at Revolution, and it's going to be fantastic to see what directions they go. That's the show, folks. Please, guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.